watching the Knox Pages.
You are watching the Knox Pages.
You are watching the Knox Pages Game of the Week.
All right, welcome to this week's edition of the Knox Pages Game of the Week. My name is Grant Pepper. It's Week 7. I'm here in Howard at Shetlooney Stadium for East Knox Centerburg. That's our game of the week this week. I talked to players and coaches from both teams this week, but we'll start here with the home Bulldogs. East Knox coming off a 41-0 win over Northmor last Friday night. They improved to 6-0, 3-0 in the conference, and now they sit alone atop the KMAC with Northmor, Centerburg, and Highland all tied for second at one game back. East Knox is ranked third in Division 6 Region 22, Northmor fourth, and Centerburg eighth. I am joined today by East Knox head coach Cody Reese, senior tailback Caleb Gallwitz, and senior lineman Treyton Slone. Guys, thanks for joining me this week.
Thanks for having us.
So before we get to this week's game, we'll talk a little about the win at Northmor on Friday. 41-0 win against a Northmor team that was undefeated, just like you guys. And Coach, we'll start with you. One play when I look back on that game that stands out is Caleb's run on the second play of scrimmage, 57-yard touchdown of the house. Really kind of broke the game open for you guys, and your sideline went nuts. How big was that play in a game like that, and kind of setting the tone for you guys?
That play was huge. Anytime you can set the tone, especially have success on a first drive, then it's like you don't feel like you're playing catch up or a guessing game from that point forward. So it gives your team confidence going in, into defense, and then next series on offense. So it was a huge, huge momentum swing, and a big part of what helped us get on our feet starting off the game with Northmor.
And Caleb, you take the handoff. I think you went up the left side for that play, and it's pretty quiet in the stadium. I mean, we just kicked the ball off there. Once you kind of got open and in space there, what's going through your head as you're heading towards the end zone?
Honestly, just getting to the end zone, reacting to the blocks on the outside and on the inside, and just trying to score.
You were ready to go that first series, that second play. So what was kind of your guys' mindset coming into a game like that? Off the jump?
Well, we knew Northmor was a great team, so we knew we'd have to come out hot and play our best. And they were a great team, and it was a great game, and it's a good thing we did come out like that.
Treyton, that was the first of Caleb's 4 touchdowns that night, 26 on the year, and your offensive line has been leading the way in really establishing a great running game so far this year. What do you think worked? Northmor had a good defense coming in, that big physical defense that allowed them to get to 5-0. What do you think worked in your running game on Friday night that allowed you guys to succeed there?
Well, the coaches have kind of challenged us all year to really run the ball hard and fire out low, run our feet, sustain the blocks, and I feel like we just executed pretty well last week.
On the defensive side of the ball, Coach, held a Northmor team to their first. You shut them out for the first time in the regular season since 2012. It's a challenge to contain guys like Wyatt Reeder, Hunter Mariotti. They've got some talent on offense. What were some keys defensively for you guys Friday?
Playing physical, playing aggressive, and playing assignment football. The guys knew the game plan. They executed it with everything they had. They played hard and they played together. If you'd have told me, coming out that we'd ask if we'd have shut them out, I'd have said no. I think we could, I thought it'd be a great game. I wouldn't expect it a shutout. Our players played hard. They worked together, and that lent to our shutout of them.
Mm-hmm. Caleb, the last 2 years, you guys have struggled to win games like that one, where it's against a big opponent late in the season like that on the road. You beat a Northmor team ranked first in the region on their home field, shut them out. So what do you think that a win like that and the way you guys won that game does for your team's confidence, and what do you think you guys proved to yourselves and others on Friday?
It's definitely a boost of morale in the locker room, but the end of the season still hasn't came yet. We still have 4 weeks left. We still have 4 great teams to play, and we're not finished yet. We haven't finished our job. So that's still in the back of our minds our past couple seasons, that we haven't finished at the end of the year. So I don't think we've proved much yet, but we're still working to prove something.
We'll move on to Centerburg this week. Centerburg comes in at 4-2, 2-1 in the conference. They're a game behind you guys in that respect, also in the same region. So, Coach, this is a team in Centerburg that lost to Northmor by 6 in Week 4, but has won their last 2 games. I think they've outscored Danville and Mount Gilead by a combined 64 points. So what have you seen from them on film recently?
Every week we watch them. they've improved every single week. That's what we've worked on this year, and that's what they've done as well. So, they're going to be better than they were last week. That's going to present a great challenge for us. They're going to be ready when they come to Howard, and so we've got to make sure we're on our A game, ready to implement our game plan and play at a high level. And if we don't, that's not going to be good for us.
Treyton, when you look at them offensively, this is a team in Centerburg that likes to get the ball in space. You've got athletes like Donnell Marshall, Jack Gregory's kind of settling in as a sophomore quarterback. What are some keys to stopping their attack on Friday defensively?
Well, they're pretty balanced, and a big key is just to come out swinging, come out hungry, and I think we'll be in a great position.
And Caleb, offensively, I'd imagine that's kind of you guys have similar goals on that end. When Centerburg has won this year, they've given up 7 points or less. The losses are a different story. So how big is a quick start offensively for you guys like it was last week this Friday?
Yeah, a quick start's always important, but I think the most important thing is playing 11-man football, playing your assignment, doing your job.
Treyton, when I talked to Gage Steinmetz, your teammate, last week, he said going into Northmor, it felt like a playoff game. Friday is probably a similar story, right? This is a team that's a game back in the conference, region opponent, also a county rival. So what's it feel like going into a game like this? Does it feel like a playoff game as well this week?
Well, yeah, it feels like a playoff game. They're 8th in the region, and we're 3rd right now, so it's definitely a playoff game. Each of the last 4 weeks should feel like a playoff game because that's all 4 of them really count towards making the playoffs.
Right.
But we're just going to take it 1 week at a time.
Yeah. Coach, if you guys win this game, then you're in the driver's seat with the conference title. You're in line for a playoff berth, and those would both be the first KMAC title for your program, first playoff berth since 05. At the same time, there's 4 weeks left. So when you were coming off a huge win like last Friday, and what's on the line this Friday, what do you tell the guys to keep them focused on the moment, and how important is that when you're playing in a game like this?
All we can do is control what's right in front of us. We've got to focus. We can't be proud of what we've done. We've got to focus on the future, and our immediate future is Centerburg. That's all that matters. They're who we're solely focused on, and the league and all those types of things. That's, we can worry about that once we play all of our games. So we're not worried about that. We're just focused on the Centerburg Trojans, the good team that they're going to be bringing to Howard on Friday night, and we're concerned with our attack and how we can, what we can do to help ourselves be successful.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for joining me this week, and good luck.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to do it for us here in Howard. We'll send out to Centerburg, where I spoke with their players and coaches about their side of this week's matchup. And here in Centerburg, the Trojans are 4-2, looking to keep things going after 2 straight blowout wins. I'm joined by head coach Andy Colella, junior running back Donnell Marshall, and junior tailback Trey Kendrick. Guys, thanks for joining me this week. So we'll start with you guys a little bit on your season so far before we get into the East Knox game. You guys are 4-2 overall, 2-1 conference play. You won against Danville 50-7, beat Mount Gilead 28-7 last week. Coach, kind of tell me, obviously your first 3 games non-conference, you come out 2-1. Wasn't always smooth sailing. Lost to Lucas, a good local team. Beat Northridge by 1. What's changed in the last 3 weeks, I guess, since conference plays began on both sides of the ball that's allowed you guys to reach new heights?
Yeah, just being more comfortable in their roles, I think, and the experience of playing as this team, with this group of guys. Sometimes it takes a little bit to be comfortable with that, and I think that they're finally, getting in the groove on both sides of the ball, and as a result, we've put together a couple nice wins.
One of the changes schematically at the midpoint there, I guess, is your quarterback competition. So you guys had a 3-way competition heading in this year. John Shisby's a kid who started 12 straight games coming in this year. Now he's kind of moved into a different position on the field. Jack Gregory's been starting quarterback the last 3 games. Just kind of talk me through that competition this summer. Nice to have all those guys at your disposal for sure, and what you see from Jack and what he's been able to do so far this year.
Yeah, all the quarterbacks have done a great job, throughout the summer and into the season, and we just felt like that mixture of players in those spots, gave us a better chance. And John was dinged up there for a little bit, so that played a part in it as well. And Jack, he's able to throw the ball around and spread the ball around to our different playmakers, and he takes command back there and is able to get guys in the right spot.
Mm-hmm. Donnell, one of the games that stands out to me, you guys won by 43 on homecoming against Danville. You scored twice, and you guys were really able to spread the ball around in space and use your speed and athleticism. And how big is that in what you guys try to do offensively?
It's pretty big. We rely on our linemen a lot, and we just run behind them and do our best.
Yeah. On the defensive side of the ball, for you, Trey, you anchor a front seven that when you've won, you give up 7 points or less. When you think of those wins, are there commonalities that you can see in how you guys have performed on that side of the ball in those games?
I think we just try our best to do what we do best, stop the run, and then we just, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into this week's matchup. Centerburg, East Knox. It's our game of the week. East Knox comes in 6-0, 3-0 in the conference, and they're scoring 48 a game. They give up an average of 6. So, Coach, you've been here. This is your 4th year here. What makes this team, this East Knox team, different, maybe on film from what you've seen in the past?
Yeah, it's a tall task for sure. They got playmakers all over the field too. The guys up front play hard on both sides of the ball, and they run the ball really, really well, and they throw it well too. So. But we've been trying to focus on ourselves and focus on our game plan and try to get better as the days go by and give ourselves the best opportunity on Friday night.
Yeah. When you look at their attack, their offensive attack, like you said, they can do a little bit of everything. So, A, how challenging is it to stop a team like that? But B, also, where are some keys for you guys on the defensive end on Friday?
Yeah, I think our competition, thus far is hopefully helps us out. Our guys have played some pretty good football teams.
Right.
And, I don't think they're going to shy away by any means. And defensively, we have to be able to stop the run and stop Gallwitz and, try to limit their explosive plays. That's one thing they do really, really well is they've got a lot of explosive plays. So you're going to make them earn it on that side of the ball. And then offensively, is to get in a rhythm and get in a groove and, get our playmakers the ball and try to spread it out as much as possible, and be more than one-dimensional.
Yeah. Trey, like your coach said, you guys have played some good teams already this year, Northmor and Lucas. And what do you hope you guys have maybe taken from those games, even though they're losses, that could help you Friday?
I just hope we get better this game.
Yeah.
Focus on us and we just do our best.
Yeah. So for you, Donnell, you guys are 1 game back in the conference standings. East Knox is right there. You're 8th in the region right now. East Knox is in the same region. This is a huge game on the line. What's it feel like kind of going into a game like this?
It's exciting. I know, we still got a lot of our goals, almost every one of our goals in sight. So
right.
A win like this would be big for us.
Yeah. Coach, from a program standpoint, you've had some big games late in the season like this in past years and haven't been able to come through. And this is another opportunity for you guys to do that. What do you think will be key from a mental standpoint, even from a game plan standpoint, to change that narrative on Friday? And how big would a win be for your program, I guess?
Yeah, we've been in these situations before. We've been close. Obviously, that doesn't cut it. But, at the beginning of the week, on Saturday, I told our seniors, I'm like, we're going to rely on you this week. They've been in this situation before. They've come out on top. They've been in the playoffs, all those kind of different things. So we do have that experience, although it's been a couple years. But I told our team that we're going to lean on those guys and, try to help us along, in that department. Our juniors, sophomores, and freshmen haven't experienced that. Mm-hmm. And then from a coaching standpoint, we've have coaches that have been in these situations before and, have been on both sides of it. So, we have to rely on our experience as well to kind of push us through. So we're right on the cusp. I've been telling them for pretty much since the summer, we're on top of that crest and, we just need a little bit more of a push over and, a little bit more work and a little bit more preparation and all those kind of things, all those small little details, are ultimately going to make the difference. So I think that's one of the common characteristics, when you have successful teams.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's edition of Knox Page's Game of the Week. Thanks, guys, for joining me, and good luck Friday.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Well, you can catch our Game of the Week in Howard at Shetlooney Stadium, East Knox Centerburg, 7 p.m. kickoff on Friday night. Again, thanks for joining us. Enjoy Week 7, and we'll see you next week.